I think we're live.
I think it says live.
It does. I guess if people are waiting, they should get in the comment section and let us know, because we're very rusty.
Well, it says 0 views though on the top left. So
live, 0 people watching. Where did we see that people were watching?
Perfect. Now I can just give all of the. Oh, it says 9 now.
Oh, there we go.
I was about to say I could just start giving away all the secret information about our truck. Well, no one's in there.
There's
go.
Dave. Man,
hey.
He almost died, eh? He had his gallbladder like rupture, I'm assuming, gangrene.
Dave, hope you are doing okay, man. Jeez.
And he's in the States. Like, I don't know what.
So he's broke.
Yeah, now he's like in debt for the rest of his life. Okay, well, we are back.
Yeah, so we're trying to do the podcast here. So we figured we'd do a couple of little updates on the live, let people ask some questions, because a lot of exciting things have been happening over the past little while. So big update today. Obviously, the last of the concrete footings are being poured, which is huge because we're getting it done on time, but just in time. Like, we only have 2 days to spare. A 2-month project, all the planning, preparation, forms, rebar, the tower structures all had to get made and installed, and we did it with 2 days to spare with a crew that everyone said you need at least 8 to 10 people to pull this job off. Rob was able to pull it off with just 2 guys. Just 2 guys and a little bit of help when he needed it. He just did all the pieces one at a time, prefabbed them so that he could take a little bit of extra time. Then he brought over the prefab pieces on the trailer, laid them down. We did it in thirds, the sides, the 2 ends, and then the other sides. We did it third. We just take them off, move them. And from the quote we got, I think we came in like, what, $150,000, $200,000 under budget by doing it Rob's way. So we got it done with basically a quarter of the workforce that was they said we needed, done on time in the same time by just doing things a little bit more efficiently. So that was just wicked to see that concrete going in.
And the video that's coming out this weekend is kind of like the first 3/4 of that. The rest we filmed today. And so that's coming. It should be this weekend's video, so you get to see that.
And then so that was going pretty good. People asking about the test track. So we've got the circle loop done. Today we got Alex, one of the other YouTube members. He was showing up with his logging truck, so we put him out on the test track. We did a few laps. The test track we thought is good, but we've got a 6% grade across the entire slope of it. I think what we got to do is take that far outer corner and bank it up to about a 10-15%. We could comfortably run it with an empty truck at 90 and a loaded truck at about 70. But I think if we bring it from a 6% to like a 10 to 15% just on that outside edge, I think we could get that roughly up to about 100 kilometers an hour loaded, which is really, really what I want to go for. The straight stretch is going well. That is taking a little bit longer. That's the last thing to finish up. They got about half of it done. They got to come back for another month, clean up the second half of the straight stretch. Other cool update is our CMVSS inspector came out to have a look at the trucks. There's a couple of little minor things we got to change on some of the airlines, some of the routing. He had some recommendations. While not a fail, he gave us recommendations on how to make the truck better, reduce a little bit of stopping distance by like 220th of a second. So we're going to change those air brakes plumbed in a little bit better. So we got 2 screens now.
So bear with me. I have to do some testing. YouTube has asked me, I'm supposed to give out some memberships, and I don't know how to do that, so I'm gonna have to figure it out. So we also have a new
That's also super distracting because it's
don't look
4 seconds too late.
Don't look. We have new audio. So Chase forgot his laptop today, so he's piggybacking off mine, but I feel because he talks louder than anybody I know, it's probably going to balance out the closeness to the screen. So if you hear any audio issues or anything like that, let us know. And so I'm going to try and give out some memberships here if I can figure it out. It's my homework.
Darren literally has homework from YouTube. He's got an official person from YouTube that's helping him out with different things on the channel.
Another thing about our YouTube lives is generally Don't look,
It's
Chase.
distracting. I've got a screen directly on the other screen, and they're like 3-4 seconds off.
Is generally we have our YouTube comments set to members only, and that's just because if you can't tell looking at the chat, it just goes too fast. So there's like a bottom tier membership is like $2.90 or something like that, and it makes it so you can comment. Right now we have it off because YouTube needs us to give out memberships, and then it's gonna give a membership by like the amount you comment or rates your comment.
A lot of comments coming in.
Yeah, and you can't keep track.
Members only.
Thank you, Wiley Cody, for giving. I gave myself a membership. Yeah, it says you have to like opt in to membership gifting. So I'll let Chase take over here while I try to. Chase, don't look at yourself.
It's super distracting. It's like a 4-second delay on yourself talking. Anyways, to get back to the test tracking.
Damn.
Oh, what?
Thanks, Farm Shop Chronicles.
Oh, I can't see it.
Oh boy.
Oh no, there it is.
There it is.
Man, this is not. Whoa, wow.
50.
Considering I'd take no failures as a win. Oh, thanks, Farm Shop. So no failures yet, but you gotta remember that this is like a 3-month testing period. This is the first couple of days of testing the braking system, which is probably one of the more critical ones. But it was all of the things that we could test, like air tanks. We were testing pressure holding, airline system holding pressure. Did the air brakes, the brakes bleed off its air? Did we have leaks? Was our braking time optimal from when you step on the brake to when the slack adjuster moves? So that kind of testing to not get a fail on is really, really cool for a first go. So I'm really impressed with the team. Man, that is distracting with the second screen. I can't not look at it, especially if I do like hand things. Hand things show up way worse. Now I gotta distract myself again. This is probably why I should have brought my laptop. Yeah. Anyways, that's pretty wicked. So the next step is he's gonna come back in a couple weeks. We got the asphalt brought in for the first layer today. So with the first couple loads of asphalt showing up, Spencer from Hard Work Industries, he is off back in Saskatchewan. They're doing harvesting, so he had to take a week and a half, 2 weeks off to go harvest on his family's farm. He's going to come back. We're going to finish up that straight stretch. We're going to increase that bank angle. Then we're going to start laying that asphalt down. So hopefully in 3-4 weeks, we're going to bring our CMVSS inspector back out, and then we're going to start doing the driving test. So we've gotten almost all the testing that we could do up till now while it's stationary, because the truck's been driving a little bit, but we're not driving at that 70, 80 kilometer an hour requirement yet, because we still have to get a little bit more down on the test track, unfortunately. So when he comes back in a month, we'll get these trucks out there. Hopefully we just keep passing and knocking these things off.
Did we say something about what Eric's been working on lately?
Oh yeah, Eric's been working on the investment raise. So that's the other really, really nice thing, is that before we were pretty annoyed because the government of Canada restricted us to accredited only investors. Because we're a newer company, they said that the only people that could invest in your company had to be accredited investor. They had to make a certain amount per year. They had to have a certain net worth. They had to basically only the rich were allowing to invest in the government. Eric works super hard. We did a bunch of IFSRS financial reporting requirements, basically a very intense audit of our company over the last couple of years of operation, make sure all the books were good, that we were doing the thing. And then once we had enough accredited investors on board and we did the financial reporting requirements, Eric was then able to actually release investment to the public. So now everybody except for the United States, because we still don't have approval from the US SEC, but international and Canada, now we can finally let everybody invest and not just rich people. Which honestly, I think still did cause a little bit of investors. They normally expect on this round that you have like one lead investor and like 4 or 5 other ones. We ended up with like 1,000 accredited investors, all anywhere. The average investment, I think, $2,000, I think, all the way up to a couple people throwing in $200,000 to $500,000. But they were expecting a few investors to have $1 million, so it definitely was. But we got past that. They said, "Yeah, okay, you got enough people backing you. We'll release it to everyone." So big props to Eric for allowing that to happen and getting all of the mountain of paperwork, because that took months and months to hit for him to do. We had one more comment there. If you scroll up from Farm Shop.
Farm Shop says, part store already bled my wallet today, so why not pay a company I don't hate? Thank you.
Thanks. I really appreciate that a lot, Farm Shop. That's really actually incredible. It does help a lot. Like we say, with the membership and everyone supporting us, like our members, what brings us these videos and allows us to share everything we're doing is our members. It's those supporting us. Like, we try not to use any investor money. That goes towards building the shops, getting inventory, getting shop production things going to support the business. And it's those from the community and our members that help us there and pay his salary, get an audio. And then, like, the more support we get, just the better quality content we can make. So really, really appreciate that.
We'll figure the audio out soon.
We still having issues?
Yeah, you're getting echo. I think it's because you're talking so loud in a small room.
Sorry, I'll try and just talk quieter. Is it better if I just talk quieter and like a normal human being?
Probably. Okay.
I just get excited. Oh, that's a lot better. Darren Chase. Okay. Yeah, okay. Sorry. Yeah. I just get excited. I get excited about what we're doing, and I get passionate. When I get passionate, I get louder.
What else? There's so much stuff that's happened.
On the truck production side, you know, one of the big ones, we got the can't say the name. We got the undisclosed. This is the scary part about lives. We got the undisclosed truck operating and driving. Today they are configuring buttons so the buttons do what we wanted, and they got the buttons going. Now they're configuring the onboard charging. That's one of the big ones. Chase talking quieter is like asking a moose not to do what it wants. Yeah, that's fair. Sorry. I apologize. But no, we got onboard charging, those big ones. We're waiting for Scania reps to come out. They're going to commission the generator. We're still really confident that we'll get our emissions compliance certification sometime, hopefully soon. We're going to Ottawa next week. So we've been invited to Ottawa, to Parliament by the federal government. They're going to be bringing us into Parliament. We're not exactly sure what we're doing. There's also some kind of council thing. Oh, I haven't filled you in on that one yet. I just got that email from Brooke about what she wants. What is it called again?
Edison's always full of surprises. You never really know what's going on.
Hey, our team would like to ask if you would be open to appearing as a witness before the environmental committee. So we've got to appear as witnesses for the environmental committee. They wanted us to know if we want to put our names forward to that. Yeah, and they're preparing a document to release.
I think that makes sense.
But I don't think I can say what the documents are. But there's a nice slideshow and all that.
What was her phone number?
Dash slides from the meme.
Just kidding.
But yeah, no. So that's really, really cool. Yes, we will definitely be wearing our flannel to Parliament. Like, we're not going to dress up just because we're going to Parliament.
Except I never do. I get to wear a t-shirt or a hoodie. That's my dress code. Everyone wears flannel. I wear a t-shirt or hoodie. So we have like the Edison banner that says Edison Motors and a huge t-shirt, and then Chase and Eric have, and everyone else's. It works well.
Yep. Other update on Environment Climate Change Canada approval process on these motors as we're going through. So we haven't got the hybrid approved, but we did get approval to use a Cummins X15 diesel and build mechanical truck transmission. So we got approvals to use the diesel engine in a mechanical truck. So we're still going to be able to build trucks that way. Even though the hybrids are on hold, we'll still be able to build trucks with 18 speeds, which is working out pretty good market-wise for us in that. So Kenworth had stopped producing the W900 and the C500. Peterbilt had discontinued now the 389. Western Star had already stopped the building of the 6900 XD. So with the loss of the Western Star 6900 and the loss of the Kenworth C500, these were really the Canadian-built trucks. So the American manufacturers had gone into more US trucks, which tend to be less heavy spec. But industries like the off-highway logging, the mining industry, the oil and gas industry in Canada, these companies have been reaching out to us, panicked that their heavy spec vocational trucks are being discontinued. They don't know how they're going to be able to perform their operation without these trucks. So a lot of the feedback we've gotten with is we don't care if the hybrids aren't ready yet. We need these heavy spec trucks. If I can't buy a truck from Kenworth with an 18 speed that does my job, I want to be able to buy an Edison truck with that 18 speed. And that's the approval on that engine we got. So at least we have that. We're going to be able to fill that market demand. And then as we get approval on the hybrids, then we can start transitioning that production line into hybrids. It also works out really good from a business point of view because it's taken a lot of the warranty risks, so to say, out of it. Is that we don't know that the hybrid is going to last. Until these trucks are seeing 1 million kilometers incident free, we don't know if the trucks can do 1 million kilometers. Maybe they have 300,000 kilometers and they start having some failures and we need to improve and change some parts. I don't want to build hundreds of trucks and then find out 2.5, 3 years later that there's a whole ton of trucks broken down on the road. Let's build a small number of the hybrids. Let's get it really, really proven. If we're finding consistently in 10, 20 trucks that we're seeing these things go out at 400,000 kilometers, we need to improve it. We need to fix it and then change it and then test it and go through it. So we build 20, 30 trucks a year as a hybrid. How do we stay in business doing that? And how do we mitigate the fact that, like, hey, those trucks could be expensive if there's major changes? Those are things that we've kind of learned. I've done a lot of reflection on some of the bigger companies. Like you have Nikola. What happened with Nikola? What were some of their failures? What were some of the issues that they had? One of them was building hundreds of trucks and having large recalls on those trucks that were financially devastating. It shut down their entire production line. It shut down their revenue. They had to return a bunch of trucks from customers and try and fix them. We can't go through a situation like that because that cost them, I think, hundreds of millions of dollars. We're not in a way to do that. But if we can have a smaller number and really dedicate testing of the smaller number of the hybrids, we can build mechanicals. We can produce a lot of them because that's proven technology. It comes with parts that have been being used in every truck over the last 80 years. So that allows us to sell a truck for a profit to keep going.
Cody or Funny Boy asks, are they going to force us to make them automatic?
No, we're not making a single truck automatic. You're getting an 18-speed manual, and that's all we're building. So there is those things that say under the point system, you can only have so many of your trucks to be manual under Kenworth. But it applies to manufacturers that build over 5,200 trucks a year and are not Canadian unique trucks. So for Canadian unique, if we build under 5,000 trucks per year, and they have to be vocational, so they're not on highway trucks because that's not included, but on vocational for less than 5,000, you are exempt from the requirements that you have aerodynamic skirting, aerodynamic wind tunnel testing, fuel efficient savings, things like you enter into a weird point score where a manual transmission loses points, but an automatic gains points. We're exempt from that until we get over 5,000 trucks per year. So until that point, everyone's getting an 18 speed because in the vocational industry, that's what people want.
Gideon or Manitoba Farmer says it's hard to hear me. Well, I have 2 mics, but Chase forgot his computer, and it was so we're piggybacking off this, and he talks so loud. So next time the audio will be better, and I have to turn my head and talk like this. Frickin' guy. Lots of questions coming in. A few new members. I want to thank you guys for becoming new members. And I said at the beginning, generally, we will have our chats to members only because it's so hard to keep up with the amount of people that comment. And the membership, the entry level one's not very expensive, $2.99 or something like that.
Yeah, it is definitely hard to keep up with some of the message going in. Did see one of the comments that says, is manual what people want? I'm going to let the truck drivers put it in the comments, but the heavy guys, the off-road haul, the rig movers, the loggers, the heavy haul guys, they all take manual, right?
Yeah, automatic. You definitely need manual. Try British Columbia mountain logging with an automatic when unpredictable shifts and that, and not being able to, there's just so much benefit. I couldn't imagine doing heavy vocational work with an automatic.
And that's another reason why these companies are panicked, because the hard cap and it's at the dealer level. So in pure government craziness is that they say at the dealer level, above 5,000 trucks, once you enter into the on-highway category, at the dealer level, no more than 10% of the trucks sold can be automatic. Well, or it can be manual. Well, if you're in a small town like Golden here, pretty well all your trucks being sold are going to be for the logging industry. Prince George, that's going to be for the logging industry. So they're going to want to see those manual transmissions go forward. A place like downtown Vancouver or downtown Toronto, that's a lot of city driving. And that's where an automatic makes sense. I'm not totally against automatic. I just think it makes more sense for places where you're going to see more highway driving or more stop and go city driving. But this whole 10% requirement is like, well, if 9 out of 10 trucks sold here are logging trucks, shouldn't they be manual? Like, why are they competing with this weird truck shuffling between cities?
We have a comment here by Stratus Group. I run an IT networking tech company down in Cranbrook, which is really close to us. I would love to find something to work with you guys on. Love the passion. Well, if you email me at dtf@edisonmotors.ca, we can open up discussions. We are getting some high-speed internet ran to our place soon, and I can always use help with IT type stuff. It would be awesome to have some kind of server for all of our data.
When you're talking about that, putting the engineers getting like one really, really big computer and then possibly linking the engineers, because like right now our engineers need they need better computers. That's one of the things that I think we need to upgrade here going forward, just to like speed up their time of like as the image 3D models load.
Yeah, and there's better ways for me to store all my data. I have, I don't know, a couple hundred terabytes worth of footage. So yeah, an IT guy, great. I'd love to open discussions with you.
Yeah, the comments seem to be saying that people are 18 speed.
Oh, should I catch up here? I'll go right to the bottom. There we go.
There are better ways to reduce emissions than mandate an automatic. Yep.
Mechanical engineering student. Eric says that he is putting up a few job positions tonight, I believe, on our website. I'm not sure what all the positions entail, but I think there is an engineering type one there. And student, we do take interns. And so that's edisonmotors.ca and then under careers. So if you guys are looking for a job, the best way to do it is through our website under careers, because otherwise that's how we screen them.
Yeah, that's pretty well. We just kind of put them all on there, put a job posting up. We're getting a little bit more professional, where it used to be whoever showed up and would bring pizza or beer would normally get a job. As we've been growing, we've had to learn that just hiring everybody that walks in probably isn't the most professional hiring policy. It gets worked really good for most of the people we have, but
someone asked, what's the best way to contact Edison Motors? I've already filled out the website form once. I guess it would be, if you didn't get contacted back, there are some certain things that they screen for. Like if you're not in Canada or have like a work visa, they're not going to contact you first until they fill something, because there's a lot of people, we get a lot of resumes from people. Hey, can you get us work visa? I'm like, well, we have like people, we don't have to get work visas.
And the other thing is that I do try and get back to as many people that fill out the contact form for other things as possible. But you got to remember, some days there's over 500 things on there. We would need a permanent person answering those questions, and we just don't have the financial means just to hire somebody to answer questions that come in the website. Though when we do see that we got a lot of similar questions, we try and do a video or mention what those questions are on here, or we have a live like this, and I'm going to try and do a lot more lives where we can answer these questions.
Farm Shop Chronicles again. I don't have my CDL yet, so this is coming from a professional passenger. Yeah, it's like my wife. But your one single axle Peterbilt we have with an auto, but our one single axle Peterbilt that they have with an auto loves to hunt around and pull funky.
Yeah, that is the problem with automatics. It's like automatics work better in a car when there's only like 5 or 6 gears. When you have 18 gears, as that automatic tries to find and figure out which one of the 18 gears to shift in and out of, it gets confused. That's the other reason why I'm such a big believer in the hybrid. Is that in the hybrid, the thing I don't like about automatics and that I like about manuals is that manuals, you can select exactly what gear so that you select your engine RPM to be at the peak torque of that engine RPM. Whether I'm holding back with a Jake or applying throttle, I'm at my peak RPM because I can select it with a manual. With an automatic, it doesn't seem to know where you're at or where you're going to be. So it has a hard time predicting where you need that engine torque when you need it. But with an electric, the electric motors, they have a relatively flat line torque curve. So you're always at your peak torque. That's the biggest advantage I've found driving. It eliminates all of the gripes I had about automatic, in that it's shifting stupid, it's shifting weird. With a full electric drive, you have full peak power and you have just insane power and handling. It eliminates all of my negative things I have to say about automatic transmissions.
I think there are some heavy haul companies that it works for them being full automatic, but they're like highway heavy haul, right? Doesn't Mammut prefer?
No, Mammut runs manuals.
Okay.
They manual 18s with the 4-speed auxiliaries.
Maybe it was Ted, Heavy Haul and Fool, that was saying he likes the automatic. Possibly.
Isn't that weird?
Yeah. Okay. We got Lucky 9 says, how can we invest? There's only one way.
The only way to invest is on the website. So there's a lot of other people out there that like don't. The only way you can invest is you got to go to the website, edisonmotors.ca. From there, it will bring you to the Front Funder or Dealmaker, I think in the US on there. Yeah.
This is Nitro. I wonder if he's the guy who emailed us. Remember I was telling you about the guy who's got those sweet steam engines?
Yeah.
In Prince George?
Yeah, I think
so. Said, hopefully time can be found for your boys to come up to Prince George. I can get you boys a tour of the locomotive repair center in PG, and of course play around with steam engines and other stuff.
Oh, trust me, we got your contact there from last time, and as soon as I get a chance to get up to PG, I will definitely be reaching out, because seeing that steam locomotive is awesome.
Chase has his desk in his office articulated, moved so he can watch the trains.
Oh, I literally, while I'm working, I just sit there all day watching the trains go by.
He put extra windows in his building, his bedroom, to watch trains.
Yeah, I literally orientated so when I'm laying in bed at night, I can watch the trains go by from my bed. Like, I'm not saying that the TISM levels aren't high here, but like.
Chris Morris says, do you think Edison Motors should do an EV hybrid conversion of some name I can't say? You can try that. Antarctic off vehicles in the future? Food for thought?
I mean, it would be cool. But like, there's a lot of applications. How do you pronounce that? Flawless.
Yeah.
There's a lot of cool applications for hybrid that I would love to tackle. A lot of things in the agricultural industry, a lot of things in the forestry, a lot of things in those special, like those Arctic vehicles, which I think those are the ones with those really big tires. It's really cool. Where we're at right now, though, is that we just don't have a large engineering team. When we started, we had a lot of cool things that were like, where you think about the things that you would love to tackle as dream projects, and projects like that would be really cool. But I've had to streamline all of our engineers. I've got them laser focused on the two things, the pickup truck and the semi trucks. Let's get those done. Let's get them rolled out. Let's get us profitable on that, where the business is self-supporting. And then once we're at that point, I fully plan to make a skunk works department where we can take our most talented engineers for designing. Like, once the truck is figured out, let's take those engineers who have been so critical at helping us do all of this, and let's put them towards those cool projects. So like, yeah, I'd love to tackle them. Right now, we got to put our money just staying focused on the trucks and the pickups.
Wiley Coyote, who's one of our super fans, man. He's in the comment section always. I love him. He's so knowledgeable. Do Scania generators come with the Jake brakes installed?
Nope. Scania does not have engine brakes in Europe. Engine brakes are kind of a more North American thing. They have exhaust plate brakes, and then they have retarders off the back of the engine.
You're allowed to say that. Retarders. You're going to get us
flywheel retarders? Yeah.
Oh,
thanks, man. Great Canadian startup. Keep it up. Thanks. I appreciate it.
And then Bradley says, have you done cost evaluation to build and certify your own engines?
That's a pretty quick one. That's I believe the Detroit, don't quote me on it 100%, but I believe that they spent over $1 billion to take the Series 60 and turn it into like the DD15, DD16. That was $1 billion just to approve it. I don't think people realize when they're like, hey, why don't you build your own engine and certify it like the other manufacturers? Like, you look at Stellantis with the Ram Charger that does that Penta 3.6, they spend over $2 to $3 billion a year in research and development for like Ram and Jeep and that. Like, yeah, they can afford that engine testing. They can afford to develop their own engine and do all of the certification on it. We just don't have the billions of dollars. We don't have the millions of dollars it takes to do it, let alone we're like, if we could do an engine certification in the hundreds of thousands of dollar range, yeah. But then you also have the issue of you got to make sure it's reliable and long lasting, and you got to have the service network and the parts and the inventory to support that. It's not even just developing the engine. You then have to create all of the engine support and warranty and everything else to go along with it. It's just building our own engine is not feasible.
Yeah, and also like we don't have the capital to like just put an engine through testing to get an on highway certification. Like that, some of those larger companies, like they have the funds to do it, and every company has to do it themselves. Is that correct? To get your on highway certification, like that's
something like that.
Something like that.
It's a pain.
Are you guys looking for a mechanic? On the way to second Red Seal.
Yep, we are looking to hire a couple more mechanics. There is an application on the website. You can go fill out the application on the website, and we really recommend doing that. I think we got 2 more starting, and we want 1 more third to make a full team of 6 mechanics. And then from that, we want 6 mechanics. All of our mechanics, they work a 7-day on, 7-day off schedule. So they work 7 days on, 7 days off. And with 6, we can have nice overlaps in between the schedule shop. So like we were doing 7 and 7 with a couple. And what we were finding is that there was a hard stop in the shift Tuesday, everyone stopped. And then the next Wednesday, everyone was figuring out where the Tuesday left off. So we have a few more and we stagger it. That's how we'll do that.
Yeah, I think last time I looked, there were 2 positions available, although that could have changed. But if you guys are looking for a job again,
it's 1 now.
There'll be a couple more showing up today, but it's on our website, edisonmotors.ca/careers.
Yep.
Theron's face when you said the R word was gold.
I mean, this is one of those problems is like, it is called a driveline retarder because it retards the engine power. But you can't say that, or the algorithm flags it because they think you're saying an offensive word. And you're like, no, I'm talking about the holdback brake. I don't know what else we can call it.
Here we go. This can be kind of a segue into something else. I know Chase is a fan of scale models. Have you considered getting scale models?
Oh, I wasn't going to talk about that yet, but we might as well. We've ordered some die-cast models. Unfortunately, it's not the MCon truck for you, but we're doing the Royal Hybrid winch tractor. It's in 150 because, I like collecting the cat toys. So I collect the cat toys, all the die-cast models, and they're all 150. So I thought I've got a couple of nice Kenworths in that 150 scale. I'd continue on the 150 scale.
So they are going to hit our merch store eventually.
Yeah. Hey, Dale.
Dale.
My uncle.
Just remember a ball hat with no screen, please. Dale and Fort McMurray. Dale was down here, and see, I got one, although my hat's super dirty. But Dale pointed out that the screen on the back for cold temperatures or even mosquitoes or whatnot, we need to get some other hats. And I think we are going to get some other hats here. We got a couple other logos. We got the Edison Motors with a curve word, and we have the Edison E now trademarked. So we might just get like an E. So new hats will eventually come. They haven't been ordered, but
yeah. The driveline slower downer.
That's right.
This is the slower downer.
Yeah.
All right, then you just got to hit your slower downer. Oh, but then someone's gonna say you can't say downs.
We actually got a comment today. I get emails all the time about this is one of those ones where, without going into it, I get really annoyed is that we'll get comments on some of our employees or customers or customers, employees, where somebody doesn't like something that somebody says online in their own private personal media, and they'll try and report it to us. Or say, hey, your customer has an employee that's saying something that's offensive. You should let your customer know that their employee is saying this. I never do this, number one, and I cannot stand it. I'm a big believer in free speech, in that somebody should be able to say what they want on their own personal media channel without worrying about getting in trouble. And I think it's kind of a rat thing to do. I lose a lot of respect for somebody that says, hey,
one of your customer employees is saying a thing that I don't agree with, you should let their employer know that I don't like that. I lose a lot of respect for people that do it. If you disagree with somebody's belief, let them engage with them. Debate their opinion. If you don't agree with their opinion, say a reason why you don't agree it. Engage in the conversation. Going to somebody's employer to try and get them in trouble, I lose a lot of respect for that. If you can't defend your opinion and you want to just get them in trouble with their employer, then you don't have a good way to back up your argument. That's my opinion on it.
Or if you get hurt feelings easy and can't take getting roasted, because sometimes it goes beyond just opinion or whatever. It goes into you got roasted online and you're crying and you're trying to get them fired. So man up. But anyway, I used to have the record for the most letters written to Edison Motors in complaints. Then I think Chase got it. And then now it's Joel.
Oh, remember when we were getting comments on that? And they're like, why are you letting this uneducated truck driver be your spokesman?
Yeah.
We got that one. And you're like, so many people are like, I like Edison Motors for their hybrid, but they should have somebody more professional representing the brand.
I love the admiration from Quebec. Thank you.
Thanks, man. And I got to say, I actually really like Quebec. We had a lot of stereotypes we thought about Quebec, but when we went over to Quebec this year to that trade show
in Montreal,
found out that Quebec is pretty well very similar to us. Like rural Quebec is very similar to us. Really love it. And in Montreal, the strippers let you grab their.
Their dancers have a better business model. It's $10 I can say a dance.
Yeah.
And you can do it like $10 at a time. And if there's like 10 girls there, you got 10 girls there, you got $100. You get 10 different ones for $100.
That's a fantastic deal.
Like I would do that instead of like one for 3 dances for 100. Like variety is the spice of life, right?
Absolutely. Like, and you can like they let you touch, and like that's 10 like fantastic. Like, you know what? Like, anyways, this is an important business update of Edison that the Montreal dancers, Montreal has the best dancers. These are the critical business updates you need to know.
But we heard from somebody that
told us. Here we go. Do we feel like leaders in the Canadian automotive manufacturing space? No, because we just talked for the last 5 minutes about how Montreal has the best dancers. I don't know if that's the leader in the automotive space. Although
game changer, I think we're changing the mold.
It's as far as leaders go, though, you don't realize that we're not leaders in the Canadian automotive manufacturing space. We are the only Canadian automotive manufacturing company to exist anymore. Like, we are the only Canadian headquartered, Canadian based automotive manufacturer. There's other manufacturers that have plants here, but they're US companies with Canadian manufacturing plants. We are the only Canadian one. Not only are we just leaders, we're leaders, I think, in hybrid technology, but we're the only game in town, which is crazy. And I think that says a lot more concerning things about the Canadian automotive manufacturing industry than it does positively about Edison.
We got cheering from you guys from Australia. And man, we love the Australians.
Yeah, I'm trying to get over to Australia. We've been invited over from a lot of people that are looking at getting trucks. I think Australia is seeing a lot of the same things that we've heard from Canada. Canada runs crazy weights. Australia really runs crazy weights. They need those big power plants. They need the big engines. They need the big motors. There's a lot of interest in that hybrid kit. And I think it's like the market is very between Canada and Australia, between heavy loads, tough environments. It's more similar to Australia than the US. I would consider, I'm a history nerd, so I would go towards Australia in the same way that Pacific Trucks in their first couple of years of business started selling trucks to New Zealand and Australia before they even sold to the US. And it was a fantastic business model. I'd love to go all over to Australia sometime in 2026 and see about it.
We have you considered selling the entire company to private equity?
Nope, we are not selling any of the company to private equity. We have sold 0 of the company to private equity, and I will be long, cold, and dead in my grave before we ever sell this company to private equity.
Someone's wife walked in while we were talking about the dancer conversation, and she scratched her head, but it reminded her of the sleeper video. Oh, man, we had a bunch of people butthurt over that.
So many. That's quality testing. If you haven't seen the end of the sleeper video, you know what we're talking about. But that is the quality testing that we put in to making sure that our operators and drivers have the best experience possible.
Yeah. Ooh, tested.
It was well tested.
Maybe we have races on your test track. That's possible.
We would like to have some races on the test track. I'd love to be opening. So one of the cool things about having a test track is we have one of the only ones in Western Canada. So we're already been approached by some companies that are wanting to bring their equipment here in order to do some testing on their equipment, other testing on other companies on their vehicles. And I would love to be able to generate some revenue and some interest by, I think on weekends, we could have some race days and we could open up track days to the public because there's no track out around here. So obviously we're going to do track days.
I think we're going to have to buy some shit box demolition derby things and have fun. But also, like, the test tracks won't let you bring a loaded semi on it. And there's a lot of people that need to test things like that. Okay, do you guys plan on... Oh, wait.
No, that was a good question.
Do you plan on selling to the U.S. market? Which Edison Motors the best? From New Hampshire, United States. New Hampshire?
New Hampshire. Yes, I will 100%. I want to sell to the U.S. market. We've got a lot of great potential interest, customers, a lot of great fans. And every time I go to the States, I love the people in the States. Their trucking industry is great. They've got a great community in their trucking industry. Love dealing with them. But the government right now is, I can't make stable plans with the U.S. With tariffs come in and they come out and then they're back in, then they're back out and they're 10%, now they're 30%. It's just, there is so much instability in the U.S., instability with tariffs and imports between Canada and the U.S. Like, do we build a plant in the States? Do we keep the plant here? We don't really have the money to build 2 plants, but if we have to have a plant in the state, I won't be able to enter the States. It's been a nightmare. I want to get to the States, but we need a few years of stable, consistent government before we get in there, because I just don't know what's happening. It could be that in 3 years they elect somebody else and it undoes everything, and just, I need more stability to enter the States. I want to, but it sucks.
No, and we try not to get political on these, but I do have to say, like, our government's no better. Like, we can't.
Our government sucks too. Yes.
Like, it's like we could probably have maybe figured these tariffs out a little better. Like, I think Mexico's doing pretty okay, and Canada's just a bunch of. Yeah. So we're not going to get into that. We got the Lot Lizard test model. That's right.
Yep.
Right.
Lot Lizard tested and approved.
Wile E. Coyote,
Wiley's awesome.
He is awesome. Once you guys start making it profit, you should sponsor the Canadian women's rugby team. They're in the World Cup this weekend. Sorry, I laughed there.
That's cool. Good for them for being in the World Cup finals.
That is
like, I would love to get into sponsor. Ooh, Edison, we've now sponsored our first ever event, which I'm excited about because we've never sponsored anything before. And for those saying, I sponsored the event with my own personal money. We didn't use any investor money or anything like that.
Chase sponsored his first ever event.
We sponsored the Golden Yodeling Competition. So in a couple weeks in October, we have the Golden Folk Festival, and Edison Motors is the official sponsor of the yodeling competition. And yes, Edison employees will be competing in the yodeling contest. It's mandatory.
I'm going to film it.
Also compete.
We'll see. Okay.
Bob and Doug McKenzie said that that's a waste of money. I don't care. I don't care if it's a waste of money. I was the sponsor of the yodeling competition, and that's my own money, and I will waste it how I want.
I think he was talking about the rugby team.
No, probably yodeling. I feel like rugby team's a much better sponsorship at a World Cup than like a yodeling competition that 20 people are going to see.
Nah, that makes sense. Hey.
No, it was the rugby. Okay, now, really?
Women's sports.
But I feel like more people will watch women's sports and will watch a yodeling competition.
Yeah, but like women's volleyball, yes.
Yeah.
Rugby,
I don't know. They hit hard. Them rugby women are tough.
Chase is a little. What is it? It's not sadistic. Is when you like getting.
Yeah, but let's not go too far into that one.
Okay.
That's a community guidelines violation if you go too far on that. Will there be more investment rounds? Yes. We actually were just able to launch our investment round here like a week ago. We haven't really promoted it too much because Eric is been bombarded with emails, so we're letting him process. He gets 500 emails a day, and he gets as many emails about that as we do of like people reaching out, and like, he handles that all on his own. So we don't try and like overwhelm him, but it is open to everybody this time, not just accredited investors, unless you're from the States, and then it's accredited only. But that's a different US.
Like, we're not even kidding. Yesterday, Eric started out with 500 emails, and then he updated us that he was down. He was so pumped. He's like, "Yeah, I'm down to 300 emails left today." Like, not an exaggeration. So
yeah. So
yeah. Wait, I got the wrong one.
Eric,
a sadist.
He is. He loves his emails. Like, he generally has a great passion. Like, Eric is the perfect CEO that we want for the company because he has a passion for this, but that is sadism, because I could not sit at my, like, I like going down to the shop, seeing what's going on with the shop, see what's going on with the shop construction, test track, truck production. Like, I like moving around the shop and talking. I could not sit there and answer accounting emails for 16, 18 hours a day like he does.
We don't promise content, but would you invite other YouTubers over to review your trucks once they're finished?
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep.
And
we've already had a few come out for Topsy. We definitely invite YouTubers that do come over. We don't do like formal invites normally. It's normally the people that reach out to Theron, they'll reach out to Theron, and if there's availability and we're doing some truck testing or the truck is there, yeah, we let them come by and film it.
there is kind of one in the works here. He's probably emailed me 5 times, but you guys might know Alex, formerly from Linus Tech Tips. He's got his own. I'm going to get in trouble for not knowing his new channel. He has a new channel, and he's messaged quite a few. And once we get the truck on the test track, he's supposed to come out. Not promising content, sorry, but he's working on it.
Not promising content. Like, we don't make it, but it's one of those ones. But there's going to be a tight window, so I'm not, because the trucks have to go for rig up. Like, as soon as we're done our testing with our CMVSS, these trucks are immediately, like the snow plow, they want out plowing snow in like 2-3 months. And then we got to take the other truck over to the other thing to get the thing on. So that it can get to the place.
I know that Eric, are working on investment stuff. How much longer y'all think till non-accredited investors? Like, we can't answer that. That's an Eric question.
I think it's, Eric was saying, so don't quote me 100%, but we need another year of financial reporting requirements. So next year we'll have had the third year for the US, the third year for the US under the financial reporting, and then the US. So we need an additional year for US that we didn't need in Canada.
And I could be wrong, but I think that additional year is like this year complete. I think
2025.
Yeah,
so 2026. And once we get that done in 2026, then we'll be able to submit it to the government. Then they can process, review it, and get it out there.
Here we go. Canadian women's rugby team had to crowd fundraise to make it over to England in World Cup, and it's a stadium sold out. Like, that makes sense, and we can relate to that.
The stadium sold out for 82,000 people. So he's right. That's probably on par with the Golden Yodeling competition for efficiency of sponsorship.
I think there's going to be at least 200 people there.
I think 80. I think we get 80.
There we go. Alex's channel is Zip Tie Tuning.
Thank you.
And Alex, awesome, man. If you guys like, we get comments all the time about how they're wearing our hat in the online is channel, and it was Alex. Alex is representing.
He's a great guy, really great guy to talk to. See, Whistling Diesel had our hat in one of the videos.
Oh, just the last one that came out. I just seen a Whistling Diesel.
And then they destroyed it in true Whistling Diesel form.
Keep Cody and Whistling Diesel team away. Well, we've talked about this.
I don't want our trucks destroyed like that. Like, he makes entertaining content. Love the Killdozer.
When we're designing our trucks, we're trying to make them Whistling Diesel proof. Like, his testing is a factor in how we are constructing and doing our trucks, because one day, like,
he'll probably get one day. Yeah.
And then there's
and loggers pretty well run their equipment like that anyways.
Yeah.
Don't you have to get your kid here from daycare in like 10 minutes?
Pretty quick, yeah. So maybe let's give him another 5-10.
Scroll down to the bottom there.
And let's see.
Yeah, there's a lot of. This is why we do set our things.
Hey, it's Aldo. Theron, what type of shampoo do you use for that silky beard? I need tips for mine. You got to start with a mustache first. You could do that. It's in your heritage.
Aldo would look great with a big old Mexican mustache, like the curly ones with like the proper. Yeah, Aldo, you got to start rocking the mustache there, bud.
Aldo, everybody is. If you haven't noticed, our quality of content has picked up. Aldo has come on, and he's our I guess our lead editor. And he has a bachelor in film and animation. He's done music videos, documentary style, short films. He's won awards at like short film independent things. And he is the man. I brought him on. He works under me, but I look up to him like a protege. He teaches me a lot. Thank you, Aldo.
Chad asked, what do we got on the works for Topsy? Topsy, we kind of took Topsy as far as we took Topsy. Now it kind of sits there as a display piece. So as far as Carl, we learned a lot from Carl. And then we moved on to Topsy, and we did the testing and the hauling, and we learned a lot from Topsy. The difference between Carl to Topsy is the difference between Topsy to the new trucks. So Topsy, we kind of keep as a display piece. It's in the lineup. Eventually, it just goes into the Edison Museum. Yeah, we don't really have anything in the works for it. We just like to keep it and show it off and show how far we've come.
Yeah. Okay. Well, let's kind of wrap it up here. We're going to try and do these podcasts more frequently. Jordan Willie, if you're watching this, he is our third. He's from Blue Collar Interview Podcast and the Edison Motors Podcast. But we didn't give him a heads up because we were just trying to.
We're trying to test this. We got the new fancy microphones. We're trying to get this, and I was supposed to bring a laptop.
I'll call you next time, Jordan. Sorry, we didn't mean to go behind your back. You mentioned week on, week off for your mechanic positions.
Yeah, we do 1 week on, 1 week off, and we have a cross shift cabin where we have a couple 2-bedroom cabins, and they share. So the guys that aren't here full time, they get their own bedroom, but they do share the cabin. That's 2-bedroom cabins, and that's how we do it. So when one guy's there, the other guy has it. We do have a mechanic from Alberta, drives up from Lethbridge every week, comes in, works, and then heads back. The other guys, one comes up from the Kootenays, another one from the coast, or 2 from the coast.
Okay.
All right. Well, we got to run here, guys. Thanks for stopping by the live. Hopefully that answered some of the questions about what we got going on, all the cool updates, track being done, footings being finished today, Environment Canada approval on our first engine, which was huge, and the undisclosed truck driving.
Yeah, and I'll just do a couple plugs that here. So I tried to give out memberships. Chase has to do it from his account. I don't have access to that. So next time we're going to try and give out some memberships during the live. We're going to try and do lives more often. It is my homework from Google and YouTube. And thanks for joining. It'll be a little bit better set up next time.
And Mighty says, don't forget to remember to like and subscribe or not.
Yeah. Don't like and subscribe, become a member. We're going to be also getting more members only content. Like we've kind of fallen off. You're going to get like the full interviews or panel talks. Usually we chop them up for attention or retention. And also we're going to start putting all the bloopers into members only. We show some bloopers, but there's a lot. Like Chase makes it look so natural, but sometimes there's 10 takes. And maybe a meltdown.
I suck at filming.
maybe he's good at filming. But maybe there's like a meltdown or something. So if you want to become a channel member, you can see that. And that's it. So thanks, guys.
Thanks.
Oh, I don't know how to do this.
You just hit end, right?